When young people who have experienced foster care turn 21, they are on their own. This is known as aging out. This is the story of 3 foster youth who survived this fate by turning to Virginia's Great Expectations program, a family of mentors, advisors, and peers that are committed to bridging this gap with educational, emotional, and financial resources when they are needed most.
I was able to stand stronger and, believe in myself more and know that, there's people out there that do care for me, that do love me.
So I have a 6-year-old. He definitely was also that motivation piece for me. After I had him, I decided I gotta get back into school. I gotta figure something else out.
There are a lot of kids who were like me in that situation who didn't have the connections that I do. And if they had someone to teach them the things that I've been taught, they could also change their life around. I was pretty lost as a kid. I thought that the world was against me. At 16, I didn't even think I was going to go to college, and now that I'm 20, I'm about to have an associate's degree, transfer to VCU. It's something that I could have not thought possible.
When Michael first arrived, one of the first things I noticed about him was that he was very enthusiastic. And in hearing his story of where he was and how far he had come, I think he is going to make an amazing social worker, and he truly shows just a helping heart.
With Great Expectations, they set me up with my mentor I have now, John. He's actually given me better advice than just about anyone for the college experience I've ever had.
I think Elizabeth thought we'd be a really good match, and I think we hit it off immediately. So sometimes I think the conversation we'll have is just about a reset. How are you going to do better on the next exam? What are you going to do on the paper to make it better? Like any student, they face obstacles and they kind of have a choice. Are they going to fold or are they going to bust through the obstacle? And he's consistently busted through that obstacle. He has a very much a can-do attitude. He's not going to fail.
I'll be staying at VCU to get my bachelor's, but I want to end up going through their program in social work to get my master's degree.
Great Expectations students tend to have that abnormal amount of grit and resilience. Their experiences have taught them that they have no choice but to keep moving forward.
Because I lost my dad when I was like 12 years old. And he mostly was like everything for us, me and my sister. My foster granddad was a teacher at John Tyler. He brought me to Miss Elizabeth. She's kind of like a therapist. You can talk to her about things openly. She's always asking you questions, how are you doing, checking up on you throughout the semester. So it's more like I always got someone to talk to.
Geneva, her heart was really for little children, and so she knew right away, this is what I want to do. In doing so, we looked at different programs, we looked at the certificate versus the degree, and she wanted to get her certificate first so that she could get out into the workforce.
I want to look into clinical medical assistant after I get my associate in child development before I can transfer either to VCU or ODU.
There's an emotional component of building relationships. There's a social component of developing friendships and bonds. And then there's also that very important piece of having someone to walk with you through the academic experience, helping overcome barriers or obstacles.
Due to my mom having drug issues, I went to a group home until they could find someone who wanted a 14, 15-year-old girl. I feel like my background in life has pushed me to be a social worker. I've always thought about it, but I didn't think the goal was attainable. I have to kind of schedule my life around being a mom, being a student, and working. Most of my work that I do for school, I'm doing with my son at home, and that's why I'm so fortunate for Bright Point, because I've been able to do my online classes and be a mom at the same time. I'm the first to graduate within my family, so it's kind of doing it on my own.
When I think about success for Great Expectations students, I see a student who has very little confidence, who develops not only confidence, but perseverance. I see a student who develops goals. They're not just dreams anymore.
The way my mindset works, I've never looked at an obstacle and seen any option to fail. I just know that it's something I have to get through.
So it's a way for all of our Great Expectations students to not only know, hey, I've got someone has my back at the college, I have a program that understands where I've been, but suddenly they're surrounded with other students who also know where they've been.
You know that like you're not doing it alone. You know I don't know all the students of Great Expectations, but I know we got this, we're not doing it alone. Like, it's a bigger purpose.
I don't want to cry, but I'm just so grateful. When it comes to love or family, it's not about blood. It's about who loves you and who show up when you need them.
The life path of Michael, Brittany, and Geneva through 4-year universities will be unlike 92% of their peers. The Great Expectations mentor model is saving lives and building futures that many never even dared to dream of.